Let's begin. So, good evening, everyone. Yeah, and thanks for being here. This is Dr. Rajiv Naidu for you, and just sharing a bit about myself. I am a therapist by profession. I'm a homeopathic doctor by profession, practicing for the last 25 years in this place where you're seeing me now, and also I'm a integrative wellness therapist. I am been practicing for last 15 years as an integrative wellness therapist at least, and practicing hypnotherapy, past life regression therapy. I have my own therapy called core somatic integration, and many of them who are there on the screen today, many of them have joined these courses, and I have this is one of the most simplest healing practices which you can self heal also and do it on others. Complement it complements with all the other therapies that you have on this planet, and it's one of the easiest therapies to learn and easy to practice. And people have uh, talked of having brilliant breakthroughs in their lives, right from a psychological problem to even I work with cancers and paralysis also. So it works on many diseases, psychological, pathological, physical, functional. So that is the kind of efficacy of core somatic integration. It has been founded by me. And also I practice Tai Chi. Tai Chi is a Chinese martial art, and I integrate meditative practices, mindfulness of Tai Chi into all my work, and that is how I have found that people have got a lot of breakthroughs in their lives. So, and so that's why I call it the integrative approach to any kind of healing, right? And as we go about, I'll share more. Right. So today we are going to talk about personal mastery using transactional analysis. So just to start off, there is this workshop happening on 22nd, that is the Wednesday to Sunday. Yeah, that's from 8 to 10:30, or no, 7:30 to 10. So in the end, I will keep this space open for people who would like to ask questions about that also. So you can just take an opportunity to ask questions, or if you want to join, you can join it. There's a huge discount that is going on. Yeah. So so now let's talk about the works that we are here for. Yeah, and that is this is my organization. I am a new life educator. Yeah, and integrative wellness institute. I teach hypnotherapy and core somatic integration, transactional analysis, and neuro linguistic programming under this banner. Yep. So this is my own thing, the New Life Integrative Wellness Institute. And today we're going to talk about personal mastery with transactional analysis. Right. And let's quickly touch upon what does this mean. Yep. So do you, this is a question for all of you, feel stuck, struggling, directionless in your career, in relationships? If there's someone who feels this, you can just open your mic and say yes and put it up, or you can put it on the chat. Do you feel stuck, struggling, directionless in your career, in your relationship, in life? Yeah. You have repetitive patterns of losing, giving up easily, and procrastinating, and the sorts. Yes, keep putting in yes. You lack intimacy and harmony in relationships. You feel that there's this intimacy and harmony that is missing in the relationship. You feel your voice is not heard, or you cannot take a stand. Do you feel that? Yes. Yes. Okay. That's good. That's good. Keep going on. Yes, very good. And do you feel like a victim, that you are the victim of circumstances or of a relationship? And though you are trying a lot, but somehow you have not been able to crack that issue. You are not able to voice your opinion. You are not able to stand up for yourself.
Yes.
Yes, very good. And that good is not that good. Doesn't mean that this is just that you are saying yes, and that's good. And do you feel people isolate you, shun you, put you down, or you do it to people? It's the other way around also. You can otherwise also take it like this. Do you feel that you do not allow people's voice to be heard, or you do not allow people to take a stand, or you feel that somehow your partner feels that there's a lack of intimacy and harmony in your relationship, or somehow around you people are like, I've seen people who are very well to do and doing well in their careers, but somehow people around them are not able to grow and rise. Yeah, so there's a pattern out there. Or you hold on to a loser tag. Yeah, we have almost 25 people who are answering. So that's good. And if you choose to have a powerful breakthrough in this, then transactional analysis will help you get to the source of the problem. And that's what transactional analysis does. Transactional analysis somehow helps you to reach the root cause of the problem and break free from the losing script of your life and emerge a winner for your life. So this is what happens. See, the thing is, most of us suffer not because of the problem. Most of us have seen they keep getting stuck in the problem. I've been practicing for 25 years, and they keep coming up with the same issue again and again and again and again and again. One of the reasons is that they have not been able to touch upon the root cause of their problem. So they keep attending workshops, they keep attending, doing therapies, and they keep it, but they are not able to connect to the source. They are still struggling, or they are still swimming on the surface of the problem. And they feel good. Oh, I have a breakthrough. I have some insight. I feel good. Oh, yeah, yesterday I slept well. But then, okay, life is like this. Life is a struggle, you know. No, it's not true. That is not true. Life is not a struggle. Life doesn't have to be a struggle. Life is supposed to be smooth, like how it is for a small child. For a small child, it's all easy, it's all provided for, it's all simple. We talk about this. We hear this in concepts. We read it in books. But when it comes to our own lives, somehow we are willing to compromise and say that no, my life is different from others. And this is how relationships are supposed to be. This is how problems are supposed to be. No, my dear, it's not supposed to be like this. It is not supposed to be like this. There's something out there which we have not been able to crack. So we are going to look on that what is it that I'm not able to crack and I'm still struggling with, right? And today I'm going to just give some insight as to what's happening. And when you actually get into the workshop, you're doing the course, you will actually learn how to get to the root cause of the problem, and you will be amazed that just going through certain questionnaires, just going through the workshop and understanding, people have been able to find what's happening. And this is true for anyone who's like a student or a housewife, a working person, a business person, lawyer, doctors, any profession. Whether they have a career, they don't have a career, they are struggling, they have good relationship. For everyone, there's something, because it's only evolving. And that's what this transactional analysis is all about. So let's step further. So there are three types of scripts that we have. Yeah, there are three types of scripts that we have. So just check for yourself which one you fit into. The first script is called the winner script. What do you mean by a winner script? A winner script is a script where you're decided upon something, some goal you have in your life, and you, through your thoughts, feelings, and actions, take up those actions and even in your being, and you somehow achieve that goal. And that is called a winner script. Now, a winner script doesn't have to be someone, a winner is not someone, not necessarily someone who's achieved a lot of money, wealth, prosperity. No, it could just be a simple a teacher saying that, oh, I want to teach my students and I want to see them doing very well. And if they're doing well, I am satisfied and fulfilled. That's why we call teaching a noble profession, because even today I see a lot of teachers and they still carry that space, that fire in their heart, that it's only about my students. And mothers, I want to be a good mother. That's a winner. That could be a winner script for that mother. Or there could be someone who wants to achieve a lot of stuff, lot of material things in their life. That could be their winner script. Or for a cricketer, reaching a particular position in cricket, or playing so many games, or hitting few hundreds or whatever, it could be a winner script for them. Or playing international, or being at the national level, that could be a winner script for them. So it is not decided by someone else or what is there in the book that you see in the self-help books, but is decided by the person. The winner script is decided by the person. Secondly, is the loser script. The loser script is the one who's decided on something and not able to achieve. Or they have reached a position and then they fall. That's why you see so many businessmen, that they achieve a high position, and but somewhere down the line, suddenly everything collapses, and after that they have never been able to do much. That's a loser script. Or someone who's got into some kind of substance abuse, or some kind of habit which they are not able to get over, and that is ruining them, or that's ruining their relationship, or they are not achieving what they have decided upon. Okay, so the family says, okay, mother says, the parents says, okay, we want to have our children doing very well, but somehow, what happened over there is that they haven't done well, and there's a lot of guilt, there's a lot of problems. So that could be a loser script for that person. Now the third one, listen to this properly. The third one is called the non-winner script. The non-winner script is something that is in between. Yeah, they are not winners and they are not the losers. It's like a middle class thing. Okay, neither very high nor very low, but somewhere in between. So just put down, where do you stand? Winner script, non-winner script, loser script. And whatever position you are in right now, that's a perfect place to be in. There's nothing right or wrong about it. This is just being authentic to your own self, because once you acknowledge something, this is my firm belief, and this is what I work upon, and I have had hundreds and thousands of clients of mine having breakthroughs just by acknowledging. That is my first step to any kind of change happening. They acknowledge that this is what is wrong in my life, and it is not about the person being wrong. Remember, it's about that's what is happening in a person's life. So where do you stand? Winner script, non-winner script, or a loser script? Okay, so there is someone who's writing non-winner script, and one person has written last, that is Rahul writes non-winner script, and Monica
Doctor, what was
writes
your last one?
loser
The
script.
last one was non-winner script?
Loser script, loser script. Manjula writes winner script, Rohini writes winner script, Kaustubh writes non-winner, okay, very good. Asha Shriyan, non-winner, oh, very good. KSK writes non-winner, Sharviri writes winner, very good. So just acknowledge, yeah, that's very good. Just keep acknowledging, yeah, that this is how it is, yeah. Good, 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 very good. Yes, very good. Non-winner. Okay, lovely. So this is, remember, this is just about acknowledging that this is how it is and it is not working the way I want it. And if it's not working the way you want it, what do you need to do? You got to start working in a fashion that it starts working for you. So that is what it is all about. Now let's move ahead. Now, first of all, let's understand this. What is a script and now, what is a script? And why is it that this script, so whatever we spoke about initially, we spoke about this. These are all scripts. If you notice, feeling stuck, struggling, directionless, in career, in relationships, having repetitive patterns, no harmony or disharmony in relationships, lack of intimacy, feeling like a victim, isolated. These are all scripts. Now, what is a script? Let's understand. And this is the key of transactional analysis, where you actually understand your script. And remember, if you know your script, you can change your script. If you know your script, you can change your script. And that's the key. Right? And now, what is a script? A script is an unconscious life plan. What do you mean by that? It means I am not aware of what's happening. I am not aware of what's happening. That is what a script is. Yeah, but it is impacting my life. So it's an unconscious life plan. Means somewhere I have planned it, but it's unconscious to me. And this was written by the founder of transactional analysis, that is Eric Berne. Yeah, somewhere in 1950s. Now, there are a few things that we got to understand about life scripts. Why is it? What happens with a life script? A life script is it is written right in childhood. Why is it unconscious? Because it's written right in childhood, or even when you are in your mother's womb, or when you are being delivered, depending upon the kind of delivery you have. So we have heard the story of Abhimanyu, the son of Arjuna in Mahabharata. His mother, when he is in the mother's womb, Arjuna tells how to get into the Chakravyuha. He's telling his wife how to get into the Chakravyuha, how the Chakravyuha is formed, and all those things. Right? And when he's about to talk about how to get out of the Chakravyuha, somehow the wife goes off to sleep, and now she's not heard how to get out of it. And then 19 years later, Mahabharata, between the Pandav and the Kaurav. And what happens? The father and the uncles are made to move away from the war scene somehow. And this child, or this grown-up man now, Abhimanyu, he walks into the Chakravyuha, which no one can get into. Arjuna knew how to get into it and get out also. His teacher knew how to get into and how to get out. But Abhimanyu knew how to get in, but he didn't know how to get out. And that's where he gets stuck. And that's exactly our life. And there he gets killed also. And that's exactly our life. That's why it is said that life is like a Chakravyuha, and you got to understand it and weave your way through. And that's how you become successful. And that's exactly our life script. But when was it written? It was written right in the mother's womb. That this is the kind of life I'm going to live. This is how I'm going to grow up. And this is the kind of end I'm going to have. So this is said that we all have our life plans in place. Only thing we are not aware, and we think that things are happening to us on purpose or for some reason. And somehow we are not able to take responsibility of this. Yeah. So Milind Phadke is asking, do subconscious or unconscious plans change the scripts of life? The life script itself is an unconscious plan. Itself is an unconscious plan. Yes, it can change unconsciously, but it happens by a change in your action. So there is a conscious method of changing it. And that's what we are going to learn in transactional analysis. Yeah. So life plan is an unconscious life plan. Now, why does it happen? Why is it that we are not able to handle it, and we are struggling with it and continue to live a life plan even though it is not serving us or it is going completely opposite of what I really want. Like, I want to have a happy marriage, I want to have a happy, healthy, harmonious relationship, I want to earn a lot of money, but somehow I am not able to do that. As much as I try, I end up losing my money. I put in my money in the stocks, and suddenly that is the time it just goes down. But I don't make my money, but there are others who make their money. So why does this happen? Why is it that I get into a relationship which only leads to a breakdown? Why is it that I attract people who create pain in my life? Why is it that every step seems to be such a struggle? Though I put in 100% of my efforts, why does it look like a struggle? So get this, life script is an unconscious life plan. And why is it happening? Because all this is written right in childhood or when you're in your mother's womb. And when does this happen? When you are, when the child, this decision is taken right in childhood. And what is the state of the child? The child is too small for everything, with a very innocent outlook. The child doesn't have that sense of power or feels powerless in space of the circumstances. That is lack of power. Secondly, the stress that an adult person can handle cannot be handled by the child. There's an inability to handle the stress. So that's why, even if you notice right now also, there's a point where we can handle things, but beyond that particular point, you tend to react. And people wonder, they're saying, okay, this is such a situation where anyone can handle it, but why do you get stressed? Because something happened and the person held on to that experience, that child. Yeah, so it is the child in you that is reacting. It's not you. There's an immature thinking capacity of the child. The child is not understanding the way you understand. Now, there are lack of options for the child. The child wants to do something, but the child feels I am not able to, because there's a lack of options. Yeah, the child can only think straight maybe. But right now, we can do a jugaad. We can turn around, we can move around, we can run, we can jump, we can fly, we can do whatever we want if we want to. But for the child, it is not possible. Secondly, there's a lot of dependency the child has on the situation, on the people around, on the parents. And that is where the catch is. Right? Because that is when the dependency, when the inability to handle stress, the lack of power, immaturity, that's when the decision is made. But what happens is that even when you grow up, you become 20, 30, 40, 50, 60, you still operating from the child's point of view, from the decisions that were taken as a child. The decisions that were taken as a child. So is the stress and reaction too personal? Because everyone thinks, why only with me? Yes, it is personal only. It is seen to be triggered off by the environment. Please go on mute, everyone. Indra, please go on mute.
Rajivji, can you please disable the annotations, because I think somebody accidentally is was scribbling and it is getting over the screen. Thank you.
I do that. Yeah, annotate. अच्छा ऐसा कुछ भी क्या यहाँ पे भी disable clear all drawings. Okay. Okay, thank you. So this is what it is, and most of us are not able to manage a life. So that's why you will see that as you grow up also, there is a particular stress. Everyone has a different level of stress. there's something happening in a relationship and these people get so worried and anxious. And there are other persons or just your partner who just is calm about it. But in situations where you are very calm and relaxed, your partner or your friends or your people around you will just react because they are coming from that decision that they have taken, and that becomes their weakness. And also, this is a way of the child's way of getting parental attention. I will tell you something. Yeah, pay attention to it. Whatever you're doing in your life, good or bad, even if you're 30, 40, 50, or 60, get this, you're still doing it to get your parents' attention. This might surprise you. You might say, oh, but my parents are dead 20 years back. Doesn't matter. The child inside you is alive. The parents inside you is always, always alive. And everything that is happening around you is only a way of still responding or reacting to your parents. People who are struggling with their businesses, who are struggling with their careers, who are struggling with making their ends meet, people who are struggling in their relationships, trying to have a stable relationship. And somehow, as much as they try, it seems to be breaking down all the time. Get that you are still reacting to the kind of relationship that you have with your parents. And in transactional analysis, that is something that gets highlighted. What is the kind of relationship that you have with your parents that is creating the problem in your life? And once you start understanding, you can change it. Remember, healing is making the unconscious conscious. Healing is making the unconscious conscious. What you know and understand, you can control. What you don't know and you don't understand, you cannot control. What you know and you understand, you can control. What you don't know controls you. And that's why even after trying so hard, so many marriages break down, because you don't know what's really happening at the root level. What is the root cause of it? People are struggling to get married, not getting married. They think, okay, it goes to the end and it breaks down. There is something at the root level which you are not even being able to know or tackle. And that is where the understanding of this. And the most beautiful thing about transactional analysis is that it gives you in words exactly what's happening. So it becomes a very powerful diagnostic tool. And that leads to therapies. And then therapies becomes much more easier. So that's why it complements all the kind of work that you're doing, be you a counselor, be you just a therapist or a doctor, or people who are in a profession which is of taking care of others. It really helps you understanding people at the core level, because you start understanding yourself better. Now let's move ahead. Keep putting down your questions. If there's anything, put down your questions, please. Yeah. Is the stress and reaction? If the decisions are taken as a child, always, or in child ego state, is there some way we can undo those decisions later in life? Yes. We are going to talk about it in the end. Yeah, because we are going to talk about the assumptions. Yeah, it is possible. What are this? Yes, we have to talk it separately. But of course, all these decisions are taken in childhood and it can be dealt with, it can be handled with ease. I am someone who's actually have had a breakthrough in my life, in most of the areas of my life. Yeah, so that is one of the reasons I can say it with a lot of experience with my own self, and also with a lot of my clients whom I'm seeing on a day-to-day basis. Every day I have lots of clients whom I see, even now in this lockdown period. Yeah, so the kind of breakthroughs they are having, the kind of changes they are able to make in their lives, that only tells that anyone is capable of making a change in their life. And it doesn't matter what age they are at and what situation, provided they have the commitment to the making that change, the willingness to make that change, and are willing to take a responsibility of what's happening before, during that state, and even when they're undergoing the sessions, the therapy. If they're ready to take the responsibility, I can assure you anything can be treated. It doesn't matter whether it's a pathological disorder or a disease, it doesn't matter. Yep. So hope that answers your question. And whatever I'm talking, my friends, I'm coming from pure experience with my clients. This is not theoretical for me, right? Nothing is theoretical for me. I'm only talking from pure experience of so many years, right? And having undergone the changes in my own self. So let's talk about, when we talked about the child, yeah, we talk about ego states. What are ego states? Ego states, so if you see this diagram, you can see this lady and the child, and there are three people inside. So ego states are nothing else but the personality states, in which you see the child, you see the, in between there's another person, and on that someone else is sitting, and that is the parent. So ego states, we all have these three personality types in us. So I want you to go back in time. Yeah, this is one exercise I want you to do right now, and you can type it there. You can keep your eyes open, you can keep your eyes closed. Think of the behaviors that you have like your parents or your parental figures. Like you might be angry like your parents, you might be calm like one of the parents, you might be loving like one of them, you might be nurturing, or you might be violent, you might have a particular habit like smoking, drinking, or you might be forgetful like one of them, or you might be just making mistakes like them, or you are just very organized like one of them. Anything. Or you like music, don't like music, you like to dance, you don't like to dance, and the behaviors and the habits you took up. I have a study style like my father. Like he used to keep reading, reading, reading. I used to keep wondering, why do I read so much? And I have my children complaining also, because full time you read. And just recently, it just struck me that my father used to read a lot. Whenever he's free, he would read. And I am just like that. Whenever I am free, I like to read. I am with my books all the time, and it's always been my habit that I read. Yep, keep going on. Yeah, very good, very good. So we have someone writing extreme focus like my father. Yes, Parvez, your question has to be answered at a different level. How do we create or announce our commitment list? That has to be answered separately, Parvez. And yes, Yashasri writes similarly in music. Yeah, Manjula writes focus. KSK writes patience like my mother. Very good. Monica, irritable like my mom. Very good. Happy-go-lucky like my dad. Wow, Parvez. And Shravari, anger issues like my mom, dad, and I need things to be arranged properly like my mom. Anjali, caring and loving, yelling like mom. That's very good, very straight. Gauri, to advise like my mom. Very good, I like that. Loving like dad. Awesome. So you can see Monica writes loving like dad and irritable like mom. So you can see both balanced like my mom, Rahul. Powerful. Manjula, cleanliness and happy like my father. So you can see, so just people organized like my mom. Rekha, very good, Rekha. So just keep writing and you will start observing yourself more and more. And now I would like look at the times a workaholic like my dad, unorganized like my dad. So, and here there is someone who's writing organized like someone and angry like some, calm like my mother, and unorganized like my dad. So you can see we have qualities of both of them. Yeah, sometimes the qualities are more like one particular parent and less like another parent. Yeah, but we have the qualities of both. Yeah, so there's nothing right or wrong, and you might be struggling with yourself saying, oh, I dislike this habit, I should get over it. No, that is where the struggle is, because you are struggling against something which you already picked up very unconsciously, and you're making it wrong. There's nothing wrong about it. That is what you picked up. And that is where I got my breakthroughs in my life. When I started connecting to what's happening in me, and I developed a therapy, a practice in which I started releasing a lot of my stuff that I picked up from everywhere around me. And that is where I actually got a huge breakthrough. And that is what I keep sharing in this workshop and in core somatic integration. Yeah, that is what I keep doing. Secondly, what are the ones that you continue that you had as a child? Like your parents behaved in a particular manner and you reacted in a particular manner to them. What are those behaviors that there? So some children get rebellious. Some children get compliant. Some get frustrated. Some get obsessed about something. Some become very stubborn. Some get violent. Some sulk. Some become sad. Some get depressed. Some become very happy. Some people say, oh, it's okay. So some become very organized. And if you notice, even those habits that you had as a child, you're still continuing. Yes, dad was absent. The world was not safe. I can really get it. And Monica, lonely. Yeah. And if you notice, are those habits that you have as a child, are you still continuing? Like you may be continuing it with your spouse, or you may be continuing it with your boss, or with your colleagues. Like someone who's very authoritative, you had authoritative parents, and today you have authoritative boss, and you become very compliant, or you give in, though you getting all the pain and the struggle, and you're you're hurting inside, but you just give in. That's exactly what I said earlier, that it's the way of getting parents' attention. So the child in you is still struggling with that and is not able to have a breakthrough in that. Look at those behaviors. Or sometimes you speak like a small child. Oh, no, don't do that to me. No, why are you doing it? Oh, are you getting me? Like you suddenly speak like a small child, or you behave like that brat. Okay. So what to do, how to get out of it? Get that, Monica. We are not talking about how to get out of it, because that is about the workshop and we cannot do this. The forum is not about how to get out. It's about understanding what is there, because for that you will have to attend a workshop or some other workshop. Yeah. So people pleasing, that's very good, Bhavna. And lack of expression. That is exactly what I want people to write about. Like the ones you continue that you had as a child. And if you notice, you have been doing that even as a child and you continue even. So this is just about being aware. And then we have ways of dealing with it. And this you can understand what I'm saying now. You can understand it through questionnaires, very simple questionnaires, and you will be amazed. Like I was amazed when I started seeing, it was hitting me on my face as if I'm looking in the mirror. I said, where did that come from? I've been working on myself for 15 years. And why is it that I was not able to touch upon? Why is it that I was so dependent on therapists and people and I was struggling? Yeah, sometimes doing exactly opposite of what parents suggest. Yeah, that is a rebel. Rahul, great. And you still rebel. Yeah, and many a times people who are struggling in their careers, let me tell you the secret. You are not struggling in your careers, you are still struggling with that parent against whom you were rebelling. And if you had a struggle with a parent who was having a good career, or you have copied them, like I had someone who said my father had a breakdown when after 12 years of his business, and exactly after 12 years of she starting a business, her business also collapsed. This is how you write the script, that I'll follow my parents in their problems also and I'll become like them. And you're wondering why my life is not working. Thirdly, when are you in this moment, in the current moment? So how do we know this? Very simply, just look right now, look at how you're behaving. Like you're listening to me, and if you're in that space of not being a child, oh, Rajiv will help me somehow, I have to ask him, this kind of attitude, or is it like, oh God, what does he know? Oh, I also know this. Now you're behaving like a parent in your head only. Or the earlier one, oh, I have to somehow talk to him because he will only help me. Now you became a child, and that's exactly how you behave with your parents. Thirdly, it could be, okay, I got this. This is a good therapy. And this is good understanding. It gives me a good diagnosis. I think I need to talk to Rajiv about this. You see the tone of voice changing? And I think I need to understand this. And then maybe let me check how to go about with this. So you see, there is a tone which is about questioning, trying to understand, planning, organizing. That's the adult. It's in the here and now. And I'll give you a tip now. If you can move into your adult zone again and again, or in your adult ego state, you will be able to manage your life much more simply. It becomes much more easier because you're dealing with things that's happening in the here and now, because the parent and the child ego state comes from the past and the adult is coming in the present. So let's move ahead. What if you have witnessed your father being physically abused by his dad? I never felt safe with an adult. Yes. Now, depending upon whose behavior you have picked up, have you picked up your father's behavior of getting abused, or have you picked up his father's behavior who was the abuser? Yeah, so someone wrote, I rebelled to my parents, I don't have a child now. Yes, that can also happen. Can you repeat about the parents? Yeah, the kind of relationship that you have with your parents will impact the relationship and the relationship you have currently, or it is impacting the career that you have. Depending upon which parent you are reacting to, the kind of experience you carry about that parent. Because whatever said and done, if you are rebelling upon with your parents, where are the parents? Let me take you ahead. It will become much more clearer. Where are the parents? You see, they are all inside you. Let's talk about this. They are inside you. So you are actually reacting to your own self. And it doesn't matter whether you take a knife in your right hand and cut your left hand, or take a left knife in your left hand or cut the right hand. You are the one who's going to get hurt. So whatever rebellion you have towards your parents, you're actually rebelling against yourself. Just as a concept, you can understand it right now, but to have a breakthrough, you have to actually go through it. And as an experience, go through this workshop so that you understand it. That's what I keep telling in my core somatic integration workshop, that don't live life in concepts, live it in experience, because your life is in experience, not in concepts. But most of us, having read the books, attended few workshops here and there, they live life in concepts. Okay, you need to forgive, you need to forgive, everything will be fine. Hey, but why don't you forgive? Oh, my life is different, my thing is different, because that person is so bad, I cannot forgive that person. So you see, we living life in concepts. Transactional analysis doesn't allow that. It brings things you to confront it right now. You are face to face with what's happening in your life. Do we imitate the behavior of people impressed in our lives, good or bad? Yes, of course, we imitate the behaviors. Now look at this. If you notice, there are three parts, and all these three parts are present in us. Yeah, if you notice, all these three parts are present in us. You can see it in this diagram, in this image. So there is this child, there is this adult in between, and there is the parent sitting on the head. And that's exactly how it is. Yeah. Now the child, the parent can be of two types. The parent can be of two types. One is a critical parent, a nurturing parent. Now think about who was the controlling or the critical parent. Like in case of Rahul, he had a parent who rebelled, and I'm quite sure that was a critical parent. Or if you had an abusive parent, a damaging parent, a controlling parent, that's a over-disciplining parent, a disciplining parent. That's the controlling parent. And just see whether you're taken up that behavior. And now you're always a mix. I'm not saying being controlling and disciplining is bad, no. But if it's over too much, then it's a problem. And how are you reacting to it? That is what is impacting your life, your relationships, your career. That is what is of utmost importance to know. So we are going quick, huh? Second is nurturing parent. The nurturing parent is the parent who you felt. Now remember, this is all perceived. The parent might be very nurturing, but you felt, oh, that mother is so, मतलब उसने मेरे को प्यार में मेरा गला दबा दिया है. So that can become a controlling parent. So nurturing parent is a parent which is very warm, loving, caring. So look at who was that warm and loving, caring parent. Now the child, how did that child respond? That child is also inside you. Now there are two types of child. One is called the natural child or the free child. Now the free child is the one which behaves free, like a small child, like a 3-year-old child. When he goes to the mall or she goes to the mall, how they respond? They just run around, they scream, they yell. They're very happy. They have the freedom. They enjoy. They feel very good about themselves. They're in a happy-go-lucky mood. So that is the natural child. And even we have this. Now the adapted child is the one which is reacting or responding to the parent in you for their love, for their attention. Now that adapted child can be a rebellious child or a submissive child, like a compliant child. But this is all reacting to the parent inside you. Now, the third one is the adult. Now listen to this part. The adult is the one which is only trying to balance the past, the way you carry your parents' impressions in your mind and the child inside you. It is only trying to balance it all the time. Now, I'm going to tell you something very important, which I understood. When the adult is so busy managing the past, adult is in the present, is only managing the past, the parental impressions and the child experiences. It is only trying to manage that. How does one create what they want to in their life? Matlab, they are so caught up in struggling with this too. So they are not able to make too much for themselves, be it a career or a relationship. Because these things are getting triggered off all the time. And that's why you will see in relationships which are not working very well. The person wants to make a career, is not able to, wants to be happy, is not able to. Because the adult is only trying to manage this inside them. Though they say the other person is doing it to them, the situation is making them do that. But moreover, it is that parent, the struggle between the child and the parent within. And you can feel that in your body in the form of sensations. You can feel that in your body in the form of sensations. That's what I teach, like what Parvez was asking. How do you treat that? And how do you heal that? Even Monica was asking. That is through core somatic integration. One of the workshops that I do, that I teach them, because core somatic integration directly hits where it is the most effective way of handling it. That is in the body sensations. So I teach them a lot of mindfulness, and there's a complete therapy in it. Yeah, and that's one of my powerful therapies. Most of them have got a lot of breakthroughs with that, and it gives you a clear understanding. And since it's your body, you're able to manage it. So even people who are going through a lot of this workshop, where there's a lot of intellectual work happening. Oh, this is how you should be doing it. This is how you can think. This is how you create a goal. This is how you go after it. I've seen it not working too much because you're not hitting where it matters the most, that is in the body experience. Because trauma that happens, trauma is a bodily, is an experience that is impacting your psychology and your physical body. And if you want to treat trauma, you've got to get in where it has impacted you. That is in your experience, not the event. And you cannot do it intellectually. It's not possible. You have to. That's why I have heard people going in for therapies for 10 years, 15 years. I've heard them going for 30 sessions, 50 sessions. Oh, that's not required. Because if you can touch upon, it's like you want to uproot a tree and never want it to grow. You have to just go to the seed or the roots and remove the roots. Don't keep cutting the flower, leaves and the branches. It will keep growing. But if you go to the root cause, if you go to the seed level, you go to the root and you pull it off from there and also clear up the soil around it, then the possibility of that plant coming back is not there. And that's what happens with this kind of therapies, and understanding that where is that root, where is that seed, and that is what transactional analysis does. And you will understand that about yourself. Yeah, so this is just about some voices in the head. If you close your eyes right now, you can hear the voices. It is one of the things that I teach people. Like you can hear, like I still remember when I used to study for my medical examinations, I used to sleep off and suddenly I would get up with a jerk. It happens to many of us. And then I would get up and say, what happened? And I would look behind, thinking that my mother is standing behind, but I was 500 kilometers away from my house. But right from childhood, maybe when I'm going out to sleep, she might have been waking me up, you have to get up and study. So that voice was so strong in my head that I would get up with a jerk. And that also impacted my sleep later on for a longest period, because I would get very anxious. Something is happening, oh, sleeping is not good, I have to work hard. So that was the kind of impact it had on me. And I would never understand why I was so restless in my sleep. Why is it that I am struggling with my sleep? I never get it. But once I got this, it became much more easier. I could change the voice in my head. And this only happened after I did the transactional analysis. Transactional analysis gave me a huge breakthrough in my life. One of the reasons is that I could put a word to it, like people, if you notice, people are okay with, even if they're suffering from a major problem, they are okay with it if they come to know the diagnosis. We have to have the diagnosis. I agree. We need to have the diagnosis. This is exactly what it is doing. It gives you the investigation report in your hand. And then it becomes easy to treat. And many of them, since they have the investigation report, they know, oh, I can handle it. And many of them get okay with it. Okay. Now think about this thing. We're just quickly moving. Yeah. I might take a few minutes extra. Yeah. So think about this. What do you think about others negatively? Keep putting in your responses, friends, of the last slide that you saw. Yeah. Have you got this clearly, or some idea you have? Yeah. So someone, Vandana, has written, it could also be sleeping too much to avoid the voices in your head. Get this. This is a very beautiful thing that you asked, Vandana. Many of us sleep to avoid the problems that we are carrying in our heads. Depression is one of the reasons of that. Because you sleep, why do you oversleep? Because you just want to be dead to the world. You don't want to handle it. You don't know any other. There is something called fight and flight mechanism. So depression becomes a flight mechanism, which you just want to run away from the problems. So sleeping too much, many of them can be. Taking drugs is again a flight mechanism, because I don't want to fight it. I cannot fight it. So better I take drugs or I weed. Because most of the children these days are into weed and all that, because they don't know what to do with the pain and the struggle. And fighting back is not something that they're learning nowadays, because previously situations were tough. People had to fight back physically as they grew up. But nowadays everything is available to them. So it's only happening in their head. And that's why the depression cases are rising. And of course, all the mental disorders also. Because you need some kind of physical movement, some actions. Earlier it used to happen. Now it's less. My father wanted me to read. Now I always try to read and write. Yes. What do I think about others? Judge their attitude, domination. Yeah. Okay. So what do you think of others negatively? What are the negatives? Just keep thinking about it. That others are foolish, others are stupid, they are incapable, all these things. And what do you think about yourself negatively? I am XYZ, I am XYZ, I am XYZ. What do you think about yourself positively? So just have it in mind. Yeah. So there could be, talking about diagnosis, how accurate is it? It is. I find it very accurate. Yeah, but there are hundreds of things. Yes, but whatever I found out about myself, I could be I could understand it much easily, because I still remember I will talk about the injunctions. At this time, I'll answer this question. Yeah, Priya, I'll answer this question. So now, the way you think about others and yourself becomes a filter through which you look at life and you look at people, and that's called a life position. That's called a life position. What do you mean by a life position? So we have different life positions. So one of them is I am okay. Second is you're okay. Third is I'm not okay. You're not okay. So there are four different positions that we acquire through this. One is I am not okay. I am okay. You're okay. I am not okay. You're okay. I am okay. You're not okay. I'm not okay. You're not okay. And it has been found that different people suffer from different diseases depending upon the kind of life position you are in. Depending upon the life position you are in, you develop a relationship, healthy or unhealthy. The best one is I am okay, you're okay. The worst is I am not okay, you're not okay. But remember, it changes, it can change from moment to moment. Like right now, I am talking to you, I have a lot of people coming in, I'll feel like, wow, I am feeling so good, I am okay. And I'll say, wow, everyone is understanding, oh, you're also okay. But someone asks me a question and say, oh God, you don't seem to be honest. I say, oh God, this guy is not right. I am okay, this guy is not right. You're not okay. I can just switch. So, but understanding all this, what I'm doing, I can help my relationships brilliantly. Evaluating our strengths may feel reducing the stress and overwhelm. Yes. Okay. So this is a filter, and through your whole questionnaire, you understand what is that filter that you are using, because you're not able to catch your filters, and all these filters are happened is created in childhood. Remember, your life position goes to make your script, because right in your mother's womb, you may decide your life position. Like my mother doesn't want me, or my mother loves me a lot, or there's so much of struggle that my mother is feeling so scared, and my mother feels, oh, I can't handle it, I feel incapable. The child might feel incapable. Now the child is always thinking, the grown up and the child is thinking, oh, I feel so weak and incapable, why is it happening? Not realizing that it was picked up in mother's womb. Now that, it's at a very subconscious level, you can't just change it by thinking, by reading books, not possible. Let's talk about injunctions, and I'll answer this question about someone who had asked me just now. Priya. Yeah. So injunctions. What are injunctions? Injunctions are nothing else but the negative statements that you have received from your parents or from the parental figures. Injunctions are the prohibitive statements. You are not supposed to do this. Don't do this. Or the negatively, tu paida hi kyun hua? Why didn't you die when you were born? Why did I give birth to you? Don't do this. You will drop it. You will spoil it. You always tend to make a mistake. You never do anything right. Don't touch this. Oh, why were you born? I wanted a baby boy and you're born a girl. I wanted a baby girl. You are born a boy. Or you're not supposed to succeed. Get this? We don't realize, but many parents have triggered this experience in a child that you are not supposed to succeed. And you'll see it in so many of them. And it is not the parents' fault only, the child also perceives. Like there are so many parents, you'll just quickly remember, so many entertainers, now let's call them entertainers. The entertainers who are there in this industry, who have very well-to-do parents, who have made it big, somehow they are not able to make a mark. And that can be because the injunction was given, don't succeed. don't grow up. There are so many people who still behave like children. They get stressed like as if they are small kids. And if you notice their relationship with their parents, they say, oh, they still treat me like a small kid. I am not supposed to take a decision. And they are giving that injunction, don't grow up, be my child. There are so many of them who have trust issues, or they trust others easily, like a child or a girl, small girl trusting her father, and they give into relationships like that, and they keep wondering why I keep falling into bad relationships, and why people take advantage of me and I'm not able to do much about it. That's because there could be an injunction, don't grow up, be my daughter and listen to me. Or it could be that don't trust people. So you can see there are so many injunctions. Are we all together? Now, this command given by the parent, the negative command, is not heard in the form of words. Pervez, the same question, how can we come out of such injunctions? I told you it's not easy to share it on this forum, yeah? Because there's a lot of awareness required, there's a lot of mindfulness required, and of course, if at all required, you need to go through therapies. Get that therapy is not bad or wrong. It's not for people who are less, but it is for people who have the courage to confront themselves and have the desire, the commitment to create the kind of brilliant life they want. That is what therapies and counseling, this is what therapies and counseling gives, and it's for people like that. It's not for weak people and incapable people. It's for people who are having the courage. So even if you are not feeling so strong and powerful, but if you have the commitment, these are the people who go to therapies. These are felt in body sensations. That's why you have to heal them at the body sensations level, and that's what core somatic does. Injunctions. Secondly, it is deeply rooted in our mind and negatively influences our life. That's what injunction does. Right. Yes, so MIT, if not intellectually, what are the ways we can handle it? I'm telling you the ways. That there are workshops, there are therapies, there are counselings, there are self-work, there are ways of doing it. You can understand it at the interactive level, mindfulness, exercises, breathing exercises, there are so many of them. Yeah. Injunctions, messages affects your mental growth and also your interpersonal interactions. And that's why there's a breakdown in relationships. Now, I'll just give you very quickly some of the injunctions which you might understand. Yeah, don't exist. Don't be you. We're not talking about this. I'm just giving you. Don't grow up. You can just check which one touches you. And don't be a child. Don't be important. You can have more than one. Don't be close. Don't succeed. Don't feel. Don't blanket completely. Don't belong. Don't be well. And don't think. So for me, as I was growing up and when I did transactional analysis, I still remember as a child, I would also always play that I'm dead. I would just go lie down on a bed or something, and I would just believe that I'm dead. And I would keep wondering why I keep doing it. Then as I grew up as a teenager and post that, I would have a lot of suicidal thoughts. Like, I don't want to live. What if I jump up from the building? See, these are not wrong or bad. People have it. Yeah. And then when I did this questionnaire, the first thing that it stood up was don't exist. And you won't believe it, I was happy. I said, wow, it is not me, but there was an injunction. And then it became clear that, okay, I'm the fourth child in the row of 5 children. And maybe my mother had a few abortions or miscarriages. And I carried the pain of that. And it has been seen that if there's a miscarriage or an abortion, then the next child or one of the children might carry this feeling that, oh, what if I die? It could be insecurity, or could be carrying the sadness of the mother. or that child who was aborted or the fetus. Yeah. So we don't connect to it like this, but I'm just sharing this with you. Don't be you. Don't grow up. I told you about that. Don't be a child. Children, especially the elder ones in the family, are always given responsibility. And the child grows up that, oh, I got to be very responsible. That's why you will see the older children being very serious and organized, and they also get into being a workaholic. Yeah. And don't be important. Don't be close. Many mothers or parents, they push away the child. Okay, study now. Okay, don't come close. Okay, you don't need to sleep. You are grown up now. But the child wants to get close. And it might just get an injunction, don't be close. So today, when they are married or they are having a relationship, they find it so difficult to get close to people. And they keep blaming themselves for it. No, it just could be an injunction. There are so many of them I just told you about, don't succeed. I still remember my father used to work very hard. And one day I saw him rushing to he was a businessman always. So even during a festival, he used to rush. And I used to keep wondering, oh, you have to work so hard to succeed. And somewhere maybe I made up a mind that, oh, I don't want to work so hard. And then the don't succeed thing came in. So like that, there are so many of them. Yeah. Or a lot of expectations were there because I was the one who was studying a lot in my family to become a doctor. So already that fear or that anxiety, that nervousness of, oh, I have to prove. And I decided, oh, I don't want to succeed. So when I started getting present to this, it became easier for me to succeed. And I have done much, much better. Like I've told my students also that when my business went down, I was able to revive and get back to 100% and more than that within 3 to 6 months. And I'm able to do that now very easily. I can just jump up quite easily. And that's one of the reasons I am also looking forward to teach people how to make money, how to increase your business, enhance your business, just by getting present to what's happening, and at the same time getting present to what's happening in your body, and not just intellectually by affirming and all that. Don't feel, don't belong, don't be well. There are so many people who get attention by falling sick. Children who keep falling sick. And when they grow up, they remain unhealthy. And that's nothing else. It's not that they are reacting to the situation or their immunity is gone down. They're still seeking that parental attention. Okay, so we are coming towards the end of this. Yeah. So I'll ask you this question. Have you ever had an interaction in which you and the other person, like it's a relationship where you felt that everything is going fine? It could be just your married relationship, it could be any other relationship in which you feel everything is going fine and suddenly something goes wrong in the relationship. As if there's a huge breakdown. There's a huge breakdown. And you wonder that everything is going fine. Suddenly what happened? Why is this happening to me again and again? Why is it that I end up with a wrong relationship? Why did it suddenly go wrong? I just asked I just came home early, suppose, and the wife is asking, oh, you came early, and suddenly the man goes crazy. That you mean to say that I shouldn't have come early? And you say, what happened? I was just being nice to my husband, or I just was playful. And suddenly what happened? Why did my wife react so badly? And I'm walking on the street and I said, just say something to someone, and someone just becomes so reactive. What happened? Why things are not going the way I wanted? And you feel surprised at the painful way things turn out to be. At the same time, you realize that the same sort of thing has been happening to you again and again. Now, get this, what is happening over here is that you are, what happened, boss? What happened? Oh, something went wrong with the, so something is going wrong with the laptop, okay, but can you hear me?
Yes.
Yes, we can hear you, Rajan.
Yeah, so I will not put on because we are done. Okay. Uh,
Yeah, I can hear you.
so we'll continue with this. Yeah. So great, awesome. So now the game. This is called games or the drama. Like I have had my clients coming in, and there's so many fights happening in their house. And she would come in and she would be so loud with me. And she's just sitting 2 feet away from me, 3 feet away from me, and she would talk as if I'm 10 feet away. Oh, Rajiv, you know what happened? And so much of drama, so much of action and all that. So one day I sat her down and I said, what is happening? What are you doing? I'm just so close to you, 2 feet away. And why do you need to scream so much? And then she started getting present to what's happening in a family. All the time fights are happening and she's saying, drama nahi karega na mere ghar mein, kuch chalta nahi hai. Now that's a childhood thing. She suffers from major obsessive compulsive disorder. Completely lack of sleep and all that. And then when she started getting present to all this, she started getting aware of what's happening. She was able to tone her voice, bring her tone down with all that work that we did. And slowly and steadily, she says, now still fights happen, but I am not party to it. I am not a party to it. So her OCDs are much better. She's much more calmer. Otherwise, the whole life she spent being on tenterhooks, like as if she's walking on eggshells. What will happen? Will my father not like me? Will he give me his approval? Will he be happy with me? And she's some 30, 31 years old. All the time, like looking like a small child. Are we getting this all together? Does that make sense right from beginning? And this is the kind of script that you have written. Now, injunctions, life positions, there are something more, transactions, strokes, and drivers. There are many more things that are yet to come in. They all come together to make your life plan. That is how you're unconsciously programmed. Like people are asking me, how do we treat this? So these are all the things that you got to heal and treat in order to have a breakthrough. But they're all intertwined, entangled with each other. That's why you cannot. So you're trying to work out something else and boom, something else goes up. You're trying to deal with this and suddenly there's another thing that opens up. And you're struggling, you're wondering, oh, but then how can I handle it? So that is how the problems occur. Yeah. Okay. No, I don't think we are able to. Okay. Okay, so Parvez, this will come for you specially. Yeah, if you're around, this will come for you specially.
Yes,
So,
I'm around. I'm
yeah,
listening
yeah,
very
yeah. So,
clearly.
yeah. So now these are the games. This is so. What I was going to tell you was why transactional analysis works and why I tell people, everyone, that you have to attend a course on transactional analysis. The reason is that transactional, remember, the intention creates the future. Your context creates the future, and the context that transactional analysis has is so powerful. It's in 3 sentences. These are the statements about life and people and objectives of change. First is people are okay. Now remember the life positions where someone is not right, I am right, I'm not right, others. In this it says people are okay. Everyone is okay. Means everyone is perfect. Second, we are not getting into it. There's a complete understanding. Everybody has a capacity to think. That means no one is helpless. But we keep treating people as if when they're doing something, we just pull things out. Don't do it, I will do it. You don't understand. We do it with small kids also. And we make them believe that you don't have the capacity to think. Thirdly, people decide their own destiny. This is one of the most powerful statements that you can ever hear. And decisions once taken in life can be changed. And that is what transactional analysis and all the therapies help in. They help you change the decisions that you had once taken. And people can decide on their own destiny. So it's for me, these are like gospel truths. These are like these are statements of life. On just keeping this in mind, I've started changing so many things, and so many of my clients have changed that. So many of my students have changed that. So these are the assumptions. Okay, this is my number. You already have my number. And thank you. Now, friends, ask questions. Okay, I'm just going to let's get into question and answer session. So people, so I haven't given you the dates. If at all there are dates for, okay, so let's go back. Okay, I have not put the dates over here. So the dates for the program is okay. This is happening on 22nd to 26th, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday, 5-day program, 2.5 hours from 7:30 to 10 o'clock. Yeah, so that is about it. And rest of it you can ask me now. Yeah, I'm stopping this right now. Yeah, friends. So how did you find it? What to do when there is a sudden change in relationships? Okay, so Monica, I will not be able to answer that question. Yeah, because I told you the forum is not for that. Yeah, what's the fee for the workshop? So the fee for the workshop is 9,000 rupees, but currently it is at 6,000. Yeah, so if you're paying up by tomorrow evening, it is at 6,000, right? And otherwise, it is 8,000, 9,000, and yeah, 6,000, yeah, 7,500 after that, right? So if you are willing to join in, please go ahead, join it. Yeah, and I just message me on my personal number. I'll give you the details. Okay, so anyone who wants to ask a question, just you can unmute yourself whenever you want to ask a question, and then mute yourself. Yeah, or you can put it on the chat box. Where do we register? Dr. Charu, you can put me on my, you can put it on my, send me a message on my number. Yeah, I'm going to put my number over here. You can WhatsApp me. And people who know Bandana, they can also contact Bandana. Bandana is like a very, very, now I can say old friend, more than anything. Yeah, I would touch, you wrote Bandana, yeah. So thank you, very good insights, Sangeeta, very good, thank you. Okay, ask a question. Yeah, what would the workshop entail? I'll send you all the details, Bhavna, I'll send you the details. This is just few of the topics we have taken. There are another 8-10 topics, and each one is covered in detail. And most of them have questionnaires where you actually find, and then there are exercises for that. Get that all the inner child workshops are based on transactional analysis. This is something that you all got to know. Awesome talk. Thanks, Parvez. Yeah, contact slide. Yeah, so this is, I've written my number, Kaustubh. I've put my number in. Please see the number. So why did the guy get upset when his wife commented on his coming early? So the guy is not getting upset on the wife's comment, but he's reacting to what's happening inside. The parent inside him maybe is reacting to some parental figure or something that has happened in childhood, and that has become an automatic reaction for the person. Yeah, Raishri, you want to ask something? Okay, contents of the workshop, like an outline. Yes, I'll send it to you. Also, is it just one workshop or multiple? No, it is one workshop. So generally, it's a 2-day workshop, which I've broken down into 5 because of the lockdown. I've seen that evening works wonderfully well. Yeah. So, and multiple workshop. Yeah, if you're interested, you can take up the 2-year workshop where you actually get into the practice, the nitty-gritties of what it is. But across the world, It is a 2-day workshop. It's called the basic course. And anyone and everyone who wants to attend the 2 years has to attend this workshop.
Hi, so I had this doubt.
Yeah, who's this?
Mahima,
Mahima. Please go ahead, Mahima.
how do we acknowledge or surface the unconscious injunctions?
Yeah, for that you'll have to undergo the workshop, right, Mahima? Because it will not be able to possible to even tell you what is happening, because there are another 200 things to understand over here. Yes, but I can tell you, if you need any support, you have to meet up a person who understands transactional analysis and who does therapies. Professional help is required. That would be very helpful. But otherwise, injunctions are so deep that even understanding that and knowing them, because they are very unconscious, they're acting in your tone of voice, they're showing up in your tone of voice, in your behaviors, in your thought processes, in your feelings. That, and as I said, it's in the body sensations. It's difficult to even make out you are reacting from the injunction. That's why going through the process is something where you will start understanding that this is the kind of injunction that is there. Yes, there's a whole questionnaire which you have to go through and you'll understand your injunction better. Okay, Mahima?
Okay, thank you.
Thanks a lot. Is OCD curable? Yes. Rohini? Yeah. Okay, any other questions? Anyone who wants to ask a question can open up. And how many levels does TA have? I told you this is only one course which you can repeat after also. Otherwise, there's a 2-year course after this which you have to attend if you want to become a trainer, or you want to basically understand yourself well, and also know how to use these therapies for yourself, or if you're a therapist or whatever in your career. Okay. Wish to confirm the timing 7:30 p.m. Yes, 7:30 p.m. in the evening, 7:30 to 10. How is life script different from the life plan like we learn? No, it's not different. Remember the example, the definition: life plan is life script is an unconscious life plan, which is written right in the childhood. Okay, any questions? Any more questions, friends?
Rajiv,
Yes.
hi.
Hi.
This is Parvez. Can
Yeah.
you tell us a little more about the somatic thing which you spoke of briefly? I
Somatic
think there's
is,
another workshop you mentioned.
yes, somatic is basically we are working on the traumatic experiences of the person, which is the key to transforming anything that you are doing in your life. Most of the workshops or the therapies are working to a limited point because they are at the intellectual level, but core somatic works at the somatic level, the sensation level, the internal experiences that you have. So there are various exercises that I show them, and also the theory is so powerful that it actually brings about a shift in the way what you experience, and that's how somatic works.
And that's like a one workshop, or again there are levels?
Currently, I have 2 levels. Generally, it's a 2-day thing, and then I'll be making more because I'm the one who's founded it, so I'm just building it. And I've been
Yes, you
teaching.
mentioned. Yes.
Yeah. So I think Bandana can talk a bit about core somatic. Bandana, would you like to talk? You have gone through it, right?
Yes, sir.
Yeah. Would you like to share something on that?
Yeah, I learned it like 6 years back, and then again I revised again recently with sir. And the body sensing is it's so real actually. When what I like about core somatic is like how Rajiv sir says, we're not living in concepts, and all of this theoretical thing becomes actualized when you're sensing it in the body. What's happening to me when somebody is saying this to me, or when I'm saying something, and what's happening in the body, and then how you can witness it, and what are the things you can do that can change in the body. And that is what core somatic is, and how to integrate your somatic experience with whatever is going on in your life, and change it for having a better body experience and a better mental and emotional space. I have practiced it a lot, and I can only say like my body feels very free when I practice core somatic. It's super like flexible, free, nothing. I don't do any yoga or anything, but I have like a very healthy body.
So there are like physical exercises.
Yeah, there are mindfulness exercises. There are various types of exercises. Physicals are also there, but that is less now since the lockdown is there. But otherwise,
Yeah.
I teach various exercises, which is I have pulled in from Qigong and Tai Chi. I'm practicing for the last 20 years.
Oh, okay.
So yeah, and I bring in, but then that's not about just that. That's to just bring people in that space because it is so much connected to what you are.
Right. Yeah, yeah, yeah.
So I
Thanks.
teach
Thanks so
whatever
much,
I know.
Rajiv.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. Any other
Thanks,
questions?
Bandana.
Yeah, thank you, Parvez.
Rajiv, missed your number and email ID. If you can just project that slide, I can quickly
Acha,
jot it down.
I had okay. You can write it down 98208 00120. 98208 00120. You can click on this slide or just, and my website is there, Rajiv, RAHJIVNAIDU.com, RAHJIVNAIDU.com. Okay, so friends, whoever, so what is the difference between, it's completely different. Yeah, it's the CSI is bodily sensing. It's a workshop for therapy to heal self and others. Transactional analysis can become therapeutic, but it's more of a diagnostic workshop, and you can use both of them are very, very complementary in to any kind of therapies. Yeah, and they go much in hand. And as I said, that they are all stored in the somatic, in the body sensations. When you start healing that, automatically a lot of things. So friends, the workshop, it's over. The session is over. People who want to just be around for next few minutes, chat, ask me questions, can please ask me. Otherwise, people who are, you can just feel free to move also. And you can, as I said, my number is there with you. You can always contact me. I would suggest it's happening, do it, and you will be thankful to yourself for this. Okay, great, great. Thank you, Bandana. Okay. How do we change the fixated ego state of the child? Again, you have to get present to it, and then maybe therapies are required, Mahima. Yeah, therapies are required for fixated ego state of the child. Yeah, therapies are required because it's in therapies. Like I had someone who came in who was a lawyer, and she started actually talking like a small child. Don't do this in the therapy stage. Don't do this to me, no, please. And then when I asked her to go back, she connected to her father, whom she was so angry with for beating up her mother in childhood. And she was so scared, and she went back, and then we healed that, and immediately after the work got over, she immediately became like an adult, and she was not even aware that she was behaving like that. Thank you, Ratna. Any other questions, please ask. Yeah, now you can feel free and keep asking questions. Now it's, and if you can just open your videos and show me your faces so I can see your faces.
Rajesh Sharu here.
Hi, Sharu, how are you?
I'm all right, thank you.
Go
I just
ahead.
I just wanted to ask, how many days is this course you are?
This is, I have made it as a 5-day course.
Oh, 5 day, okay. From 7 to 10:30.
7:30 to 10.
10 for 5
2.5
days.
hours, yeah. And as
So
you
it's,
know, you have been there for core somatic. We have always extended 10 minutes, 5 minutes, 15 minutes.
That's fine. But is it over one whole week or will it be different weeks?
No, 5 days from Wednesday to Sunday.
Oh, okay. Continuous
Yes.
5 days.
Yes.
Okay.
Thanks, Rekha, Dr. Rekha. Thank you for being here.
And when are you starting it?
This Wednesday.
This Wednesday. Okay.
Yeah, 22nd.
All right. Okay. Thank you, Rajiv. Thank you.
Thank you, Sharu.
Thank you.
Hi, Mahima.
Hi, doctor.
Hi. Oi, Sneh. How are you?
I'm good. How are you?
You look like Vishnu Bhagwan.
Oh,
Horizontal.
bless you.
Horizontal. Now it's okay. Okay. Go ahead.
Very good session it was.
Thank you.
That's why listening to the session, I became Vishnu Bhagwan.
I got that. I got that. Dr. Charu, you have any questions?
Hi, Raju.
Hi, Nilyanshu.
Yeah.
Thank you. You have been there for most of the sessions. I'm very
Yeah.
happy to see you.
Yeah. Thanks.
Yeah.
Glad to see you.
We
Thank
also
you.
very happy seeing you, doctor.
Thank you, Sneh. Vincent, do you have any questions? Geeta, Ramesh, Beena Advani, Taruna, Parvez, MIT, and AB Vision. And Geeta Shenoy, Rupa, any questions? Ramakrishnan Iyer, Yashasri, Jyoti. Ramesh.
Sir, are there certificates as well?
Yeah, there are certificates as well. There are certificates.
I mean for this workshop.
Yes, workshops. Yes. Which workshop?
This one which you are conducting right now.
This 1 hour thing?
Yeah.
This is not a workshop.
Okay, okay. Sir.
This is not a workshop. This is a informative session. Workshop happens on Wednesday. Okay, friends.
Okay, doctor. Bye.
Bye, Sneh. Any more questions? Thank you, Ramakrishnan.
Bye,
AB
everyone.
Vision. AB Vision. What is AB Vision? What's your name? AB Vision at we'll take your leave. Yeah. What's your name?
Yeah, hi. This is Ambika.
Ambika. Hi, Ambika.
Right. Hi. So thank you so much. I wasn't there
Huh?
for a big chunk of the session, so I didn't really pitch in.
Okay.
But I do hope we get some recording to just kind of
I
at
will,
least
I will,
understand.
I will put it on my YouTube. You can send me
Okay, great.
your number on my WhatsApp. I'll send it to you.
Sure.
I'll be putting it on the
Well,
yeah.
great. Thank you. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
We'll
Thank
take
you
your
very
leave.
much.
Thank you.
Bye-bye.
Bye, Parvez. Good to hear your
Bye.
voice, Parvez. Long time.
Same
let's
here.
tell you.
Very long time.
I think it's
Such a
been
long time.
6-7 years we haven't got in touch.
Yeah, probably
Though
more
the
also.
messages were there.
Yes. Yeah. Thanks so much. Take
Yes,
care.
and I keep getting your messages of your workshops also.
Yeah, sure. Thanks so
Keep it
much.
up, keep
Bye.
it up, keep it up. Bye.
Thank you.
Preeti Samvatsar, hi.
Hi, Raju. Nilanshi here.
Oh, Preeti, okay. Why समझ गया? I thought कि she also has come.
So, when will be next session? Can you tell?
Next session, I just declare only one at a time. Next session will be Course-O-Matic. After that, next week. Course-O-Matic
Okay.
level 1.
Yeah. Okay. Yes.
Okay, dear. Thank you. Yeah. Okay, so let's take leave, friends. Rest of it, you can always comment on my message on my group. Yeah, and also pass on all the videos to your friends and all. Okay, and visit my YouTube channel. Okay, dear. Bye, Veena. Would like to discuss more on 3 scripts you discussed. Yeah, Taruna, you can give me a call or message me. We'll talk on it. Yeah, that would be very helpful. Okay, bye. Yeah.
Bye, doctor. Bye.
Bye, dear.
Bye, everyone. Thank you very
Bye,
much.
Parvez. Thank
Bye.
you.
Bye.
Bye, Prachi. Geeta Chaudhary, bye. Seema, bye. Vincent, bye. Bye, Taruna. Okay, chalo, we'll go off. Yeah, if there are any questions, put it on the group, on the personal message. Bye.